So this is Teamsport Reading, and it reopened in July last year to mixed review. So I'm going to try it out and see what I think about the new track layout. But let me quickly show you the new track layout. So it starts with this long right-hander following this semi-long straight, and then we've got another straight, a left-hand hairpin, and then another straight leading to the up-ramp. Then we've got another left-hand hairpin, a right kink followed by a right-hand hairpin, then we've got a left-hand hairpin, followed by the down-ramp and another straight, and then we've got another left-hand hairpin and a final straight to finish off the lap. Now I think we can all agree that this layout is really awful. I'm pretty sure Teamsport forgot they could choose a corner which is not a hairpin following a straight. And it doesn't help that on this downstairs section I might as well be karting on ice. But enough rambling on about the layout, let's get to the actual sessions. So we're coming out onto the track to do the mandatory light test. However, there's one problem with Teamsport, which is that they often take ages to do these light tests after coming out on the track, and this was no exception, as we were stuck under yellow flags for over 2 minutes at the beginning of this session, which I'll skip past because nothing exciting happens. So we're here a couple laps later, and finally we're about to have our first proper lap of the session. And now I need to get acclimatised to this new track layout as the lights go green. And I'll notice that this downstairs section is extremely slippy, where there's no grip anywhere on the circuit. And as I come to the top of this ramp, the light goes red again, which I'll skip again. And we're finally going, and this time it should be for good. And as the light goes green, I know I want to get around this driver in the red suit quickly, so I send it around the outside of this long right-hander. I also clock in my first time of the session as a 105.535. Now these next few laps are me getting used to the new track layout and the new slippy surface on the downstairs. And I finished lap number 2 with a 48.301, even if it did go yellow at the very end, is much an improvement on the first lap. And now over half of lap 3 was under yellow lights as well. Hopefully lap 4 will be a bunch more clean. But unfortunately for me, only 8 seconds into this lap we're back under yellow lights. This hasn't given me the most hope on the quality of this track. But we do get back to racing, let's try to learn this downstairs section. But somehow, even with all that yellow, I'm only a second off the lap time I've set in lap 2. I think it says a lot about the quality of this session so far. But now I've brought up to this driving the green suit, let's see how quickly I can overtake them. I'm still not used to the grip level, so I decide to back out there. And before I can even have another chance to try and overtake, it's back to yellow flags because someone else has spun out on this extremely slippy surface. This surface honestly reminds me of a roller coaster because instead of being able to turn, when you turn you just go random locations. But now the incident has been cleared and now we're back to racing. I'm still behind this driver in the green suit, so I'm going to have to try and overtake them. And luckily for me they stick on the outside, which means I can go for a dive when we get the overtake on the slightly grippier upstairs section. And now we've caught up to another driver in the green suit. Time to overtake them as well. Or not, because there's another yellow flag, obviously. But the incident's been cleared once again, so now we can go racing. And I'm going to be able to cut in on this driver in the green suit as they go aggressive on the entry, which allows me to get the better exit and therefore the overtake. And someone's got black flag, but luckily that black flag isn't for me. And so far on this lap there's been no yellow flags. Can this be the first clean lap? Well, not really, because I've just slid out of that corner completely. Well, on to lap 8, that was my first clean lap, which gives me a PB by 5 seconds of 43.694. And that was a really messy lap, so I'm sure I can get into the 30s. But it's lucky I got that lap done because we're back under yellow flags immediately after. And we're back to green and I'm behind that driver that span out and caused the yellow flag. Lap 8's looking slow, but I'm going to go around the outside of this driver in the red suit around this right-hander, another clean move. And now we're on to the best lap of this session. Still not clean, but it's better than whatever's happened before. And there we go, a 41.750. Still nothing to be proud of, but better than all the laps so far. And for anyone wondering, the track's now got grip, so this time is around 10 seconds off the pace with a grippy downstairs. But we're back under yellow flags, which I'll skip again. But here's the driver that span out, and to be fair, it's very easy to spin out in this corner. Lap 10 was slow, but can lap 11 be any quicker? Well, the flag went yellow for just a second, which ruined my momentum before going green again, so this lap certainly won't be any quicker. With the low amount of grip and the low amount of racing, this is starting to remind me of something. But I can't quite figure out what it is. But is it actually time for another overtake? Well yes, because I send it on the inside of a downstairs corner. That's the first. And that lap time didn't end up half bad. I wonder what it would have been like if we didn't have that yellow blip at the beginning. And here I'm going to try and hang it around the outside of this left-hander, but it doesn't work out well. And before I can overtake them, we're back to yellows. And surprisingly, we've made an orderly queue around this corner. And we're back to green, and I'm going to try and get a sneak overtake on this driver in the green suit. And here on the exit where they go too wide out, I'm going to successfully get that move. You're also going to notice me using this button in the steering wheel. This is a boost button that gives you some extra power, which to be fair is pretty convenient and allowed me to overtake that driver in the red suit. And this driver in the green suit has been surprisingly hard to overtake. However, on the exit of this corner before the up ramp, I think there's a good chance I'll do it, especially with the use of the boost button. And that lap wasn't too bad either, only 1 second off my PB. But what colour are those lights? They're yellow. And after 2 relatively clean laps, we're back under yellow lights, and this time is for the end of the session, which was only 13 minutes long, so we also lost 2 minutes in terms of session length. But overall, it's sad to see what's happened to this track. It used to be such a good track spreading across 3 layers, but now, although I don't mind the electric carts, there's only 2 layers, and at the point of the recording of this video, the downstairs was incredibly slippy, which led to many yellow lights, and also a lack of racing. I finished with a 41.750 in this session, but in the second session, will I be able to do better? Well, I'll put a link on screen when the video comes out.